Right now, the majority of people in Puerto Rico are without power or clean water after Hurricane Fiona pounded the islands with torrential rain, triggering overwhelming flooding and mudslides. Here to discuss it is Michelle Carlo. Now, she is the medical advisor for direct relief in Puerto Rico. Thanks for joining us. Boy, when I heard about this hurricane, I just thought Puerto Rico just needs a break from Mother Nature. What are conditions like right now?
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning. Unfortunately, conditions in Puerto Rico are eerily similar to what they were post Maria 5 years ago, despite Fiona being categorized as only a Category 1 hurricane. The water damage in Puerto Rico has been in some places as bad or even worse than when Maria hit us 5 years ago.
So then, how are people coping? What are they doing? Yeah, at least I guess there is some good news in that it seems like some electricity is coming back slowly, but mostly not.
As we speak, about 80% of Puerto Ricans are still without power, and about 65% are without water service. So it is a big deal, and a lot of people in Puerto Rico are suffering right now, trying to get back on their feet soon after this disaster, which has caused so much water damage, flooding, infrastructural damage, over bridges that have been disrupted, etc.
And I remember sort of after Maria, one of the big concerns had to do with the lack of electricity, but specifically when it came to hospitals, that a lot of people died because they couldn't get the medical help that they needed. Do we know what the situation is like now with medical facilities and hospitals on the island?
That's correct. And it's one of the big lessons that Direct Relief learned here in Puerto Rico when we established a working group after Maria. Right now, hospitals have power, many of them because they have generators that can back up the failure of the power grid. The medical center, what we call Centro Médico, which is the only tertiary hospital in the island, has been powered by the power company, as well as other critical structures. But still, it is a huge problem. It is something that we as an organization are focused on, the intimate relationship between power and health, and how to make Puerto Rico better going forward so that when something like this happens, people, and especially healthcare, is safeguarded for the people that need it the most.
Right. So what is most in need? Where is the most urgent need? How can viewers help?
Thank you so much for asking that. So right now, like you very well said, we need access, and access in every sense of the word. We need access to the people who are isolated because of roads that have been destroyed, and we need access to medical care. And Direct Relief is working to bring access to those who cannot request it or get it. Direct Relief has outfitted federally qualified health centers with mobile medical units, all-terrain vehicles. So we're hoping that as soon that it is safe, we will be putting out our medical brigades to be able to search for people who need medical care. We do have supplies. Direct Relief pre-positions hurricane preparedness packs in certain key areas that are in the path of the hurricane. They contain antibiotics, insulin, trauma supplies. Wow. So we have the supplies in place. We just need to get the help to the people that need it the most.
Now, we know that, Puerto Rico has been dealing with an ongoing infrastructure problem. It's not just power, it's other things as well. Certainly there was an effort to rebuild in the last 5 years after Maria. I don't know what grade you would give that effort, but this is not going to be the last hurricane. And we, often talk about the impact of climate change and that these storms are becoming stronger. They're dumping more rain. What plans are underway to prepare the island for not the last hurricane, but the next one?
That's a great point. One that I've been making with everyone that I've spoken to is that Puerto Rico will always be in the path of these storms. And as you very well said, climate change will only make them worse. So our response and our ability to get back on our feet is going to be completely dependent on how prepared we are. So preparedness, the paradigm has to change to how prepared we are to withstand this type of situation. And Direct Relief is committed, particularly committed to that, making healthcare services prepared and be able to be delivered in spite of inclement conditions such as hurricanes.
Yeah, that sounds great. Michelle, Carlo, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.